at least.
Yeah, right.
But no, we found her this wonderful property in Georgia, and she's close to my grandma now and my aunt, so she's near her more family and friends, so she'll be happy for it. Which I think is all you can really ask for to come out of this success. You know what I mean? Like the fact that I can take care of my family, I can employ my friends, and we all get to just go on this adventure together.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on what the longevity is too, because everybody wants longevity in their career. Even when you surround yourself with friends, you gotta. I guess there's a point where you go, because it changes people.
Yeah, of
even
course.
your friends, and so it's not enough for you to guard against that. They've got to guard against that too.
Well,
that's tough.
They say money and fame don't change you. They just amplifies who you really are.
Yeah. So it lets you be the a-hole you wanted to be if you were.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm glad none of my friends let me have that. The fact that
Do you know John Mayer by chance?
Oh
I did meet John Mayer, actually. I did meet John Mayer.
So we were talking earlier in the show. I met John Mayer at the Comedy Cellar like 15 years ago. He was trying to do stand-up. And I was saying that's her favorite. And so
I just flew to Philly on Saturday to see John Mayer, third row.
I want to set up a meeting so she meets John Mayer, but I set it up because it will ruin it for her.
Oh, no, he was the nicest guy.
That's what I've heard.
Right, but me being the one that makes it happen is what would make her so mad.
That's what would ruin it, is if he's there. But
well, I also have my girlfriend with me, and she's a huge John Mayer fan. So just the fact that he didn't sleep with her in front of me was that was very polite of him.
Can you tell people you have a girlfriend? Aren't you like the Beatles in the 60s?
No,
where
dude,
they're like, no, you guys have to have no girlfriend.
No, I love that people know I have a girlfriend so they can chill out and actually enjoy the comedy and come to the comedy show for the right reasons.
There you go, people.
It's like if you stop screaming out for me to take my shirt off, you might actually have a good time.
Oh, man, now you know what it's
yourself.
like to be a female comic.
I know. You know what? It's not that bad. Stop complaining. Okay.
You were funny for a hot dude.
It used to be you're funny for your age, and now it's for a good-looking guy, you're not too bad.
When did you get going? When was the "you're funny for your age" start? I mean, you
started comedy when I was 15.
Okay.
So I mean that compliment lasted until I was about 21, 22.
And you get into local clubs around Columbus, and we're talking to Matt Rife, by the way, for people who don't know. You're in Akron.
He just was walking by.
Matt Rife was walking by. You're in Akron on Saturday, doing the show in Akron on Saturday.
I think so. I think you know my schedule better than I do at this point.
Well, people are texting me. They're like, I can't get tickets and blah, blah, blah.
I know. I'd be patient. We may or may not be adding some at the end of the year.
Okay.
So just be patient. But the show's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. What are you doing December 22nd? You want to do a guest set?
Where am I? December 22nd. I think I'm in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
There you go.
I think it's where I think it's one of the.
Have I ever told you about the Fox Island Nature Preserve?
What is that?
Fort Wayne, Indiana. Well, you'll find out when you get there.
Anytime Fort Wayne comes up, that's the only thing he says.
If it's a nature reserve, I'm in.
The Fox Island Nature Preserve. Everybody else, they'll dismiss it, but you go and check it out.
Oh, I'm so down. I just went to an animal conservation in Florida where they let me swim with otters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which is my favorite
incredible.
animal. I mean, it's Florida.
Those can be
That's the kind of stuff that, like, you don't think of but if I had that kind of money and opportunity, I'm swimming with some otters. Because I see the videos where they, like, put their hands through the glass and like they'll hold your finger.
Dude,
I'm like,
they are so cute. It was Florida, so it was just a guy's bathtub, but he assured me there was no remnants of fentanyl that he was cooking up in there.
You're like, all right, Mom, I'm getting you a pool, but we're filling it with otters.
That is my absolute dream. They were so cute, dude. They climb up. They're so smart, and their little hands, they can grip you. They crawl up in your shirt, and they play with your hair. It's
because they can be mean. You don't want them to flip on you either. I mean,
well, definitely. But what I experienced was like they're kind of like dogs in the sense they know how to play.
Yeah,
they know how to bite less on us to playfully bite rather than like with themselves. Every now and then when we get a little feisty and you'd see a little puncture wound a little bit.
Yeah, because there was a story about some elderly dude in Florida that had like a otter attack him. Like he had bites on his hand.
God knows what he was trying to do to that otter.
Shoot it full of meth. And Hey, Bill Squire is going to be pleased to know that Matt Rife is off on December the 22nd. I shouldn't say off. He doesn't have a show on December 22nd.
Do I really not?
December 16th, you're in Naples, Florida. New Year's Eve, you're doing the Louisville Palace in Louisville, Kentucky. Mary and I are going to be in Louisville this weekend.
Yeah.
What's that?
There's nothing in between that?
December 16th to December 31st. I don't know.
That's all that's listed.
That's all that's listed. That's what I'm looking at.
Interesting. I also need to check on that because I'm almost certain I'm in Indiana.
Also,
for
like that you are at your like level and you're like, I don't know where I'm at.
He's got a manager for that.
Every show I voice of God in, my friend who's opening for me, and every show you go, what Cleveland?
Yeah.
Every single night, every show, I have to turn to Grant, my security, and go, where are we? Because a different city every single day.
Well, it's insane too, and also, it's just theater after theater. Like, and you did like a nice ramp up, and then boom, it just like exploded.
But
so,
I'm glad you understand that.
Yeah.
And thank you, because so many people will get mad and be like, do bigger venues. I'm like, do you not understand that's a completely different show?
Well, not only
Like,
that,
a
but it's
comedy
like,
club is a different type of performance and show than a theater. And I was like, I just got to theaters. Can I enjoy and learn how to do that first?
Right.
We could have done stadiums.
Right.
Easily could have done stadiums.
Right.
Or small arenas, but
because you're
it's
still
just a
doing some
different
clubs
show.
too. Yeah.
I still kept some clubs. I didn't want to. I felt
You're doing
terrible.
Hilarities
I am
in
doing
November.
Hilarities. Is it November?
think
Yeah,
it's
November.
November, yeah.
So I'm doing Hilarities, and I think we're coming back to Cleveland to do a theater here as well.
Yeah.
I think.
So on December 22nd, you are in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
I thought so.
Yeah.
I thought so.
I have a funny interaction that I feel like maybe you should know about.
What's that?
So Matt and I worked together 2 years ago, maybe last year. We did a split night in Cincinnati where I headlined the early show, he headlined the late show. I didn't know who you were at the time. You definitely don't know who I am. Right. Hung out in the green room for a little bit. You blow up in the next 2 years. We have similar styles of comedy where I do a lot of crowd work. So I just started a Facebook page this year, okay, for comedy. I'm doing okay. I had a couple videos really go crazy. And then in my comments, it was all like you talk about women shouting at you, take your shirt off, blah, blah. It's all these thirsty women who were like, you'll never be Matt Rife. You're not Matt Rife.
Damn.
Matt does so much better than you. Quit trying to act like Matt Rife. Like, and it was like probably 5 or 6 videos that did really well in a row that all women coming at me in these comments to the point where I made a video addressing it where I was like, hey guys, I understand I'm not Matt Rife. Like, I'm just trying to have fun because I had 2 specials. I had a Don't Tell special come out this year.
Love Don't Tell.
And then, they're so great. And then I also had one come out with the Helium Comedy Clubs. We're doing it.
Great circuit.
So in between them, I was like, I'm doing a lot of crowd work right now because my material is coming out over the course of the year. So I've specifically had to address these thirsty ass bitches in my comments where I was like, guys, listen, you're allowed to like him. You're allowed to love him, but not everyone who does crowd work is ripping off of you, and I'm wondering how much you get that, from your fans
all the time. But the thing is,
To stop ripping off Mary Santora comments.
I didn't want to say
left and
I
right.
didn't want to say it. No, I'm just kidding. But like, how annoying that must be for you to people, for your fans to be out there.
I think it's annoying because it's like, what's the competition?
There isn't.
There's 8 billion people in the
Right.
world. Who cares if I've got 20
And
million
half of them
followers?
are comedians.
I know.
Yeah.
If I've got millions of followers, that's not even close to 1 billion. Which means there's over 7 billion people for you to still also go make laugh. Also, you're allowed to be a fan of more than one person.
Dude.
I didn't start crowd work. I was inspired to start doing crowd work from Andrew Schultz. Like it's a friend of mine. He's a genius at crowd work. He's who inspired me to start recording that stuff because I already did it for fun.
Yeah.
So I didn't start this. I would owe him credit for that. So like, don't compare, you'll never be this person, or stop trying to rip off this. Crowd work is a part of comedy.
Yes.
That's insane. That's like saying, hey, I do relationship material.
Right.
You don't do it.
You
You're
have
talking about
kids.
airplane?
Yeah, don't reference. I do local materials about the city
What's
that I'm
the
popping
deal
into.
with? I'll tell you what the deal is.
It's a part of comedy. You can't trademark that, and you're allowed to like more than one person.
Well,
and if you don't like their comedy, you don't have to let them know.
Matt, you're saying exactly what I said in this video where I was like, guys, if you hate it, just keep moving.
Dude,
we don't need you to
think about
be
a street
here.
performer, someone
Yeah.
playing a violin, right? Say you don't like violin. Maybe they suck at playing the violin. You don't stop in your tracks and go, hey, man, you suck at this.
Give it up.
I won't
Stop.
do that anymore.
Yeah.
I
If
even
you
had,
do, you got to leave a $100 bill. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There should be tipping.
I'm
for
on
whenever
radio,
you're a
but
jerk on the internet.
I'll leave 20.
I even had one girl because I was standing. It was Raleigh, North Carolina, and they in their small room. The stage is so tiny, so I was standing like leaned against the wall with my
This
foot
is
up.
Good Nights?
Yeah, good nights in Raleigh, yeah. And I was standing against the wall with my foot up because it's like a 2x2 foot stage. And she's like, this same girl commented on like 5 videos. She goes, see, you're even stealing Matt's stance in this picture. And I was like, honey,
Are you out of your
gotta
mind?
chill, babe. Like,
People are
chill.
so nuts. I'm so sorry. Stand
No.
whatever you want.
Thank
Stand
you.
wherever you'd like.
Do you hear that? Matt Rife said I can stand however I want, America.
People are so crazy.
He said wherever. He didn't say however. You still got to watch how you're standing.
Don't look cool while you're doing it.
Matt's got to go. Matt's got to go. Thank you, dude.
Thank y'all so much for
Appreciate you stopping in,
so
man.
much fun.
I would tell people where you're going to be, but they're all sold out. But, I mean, he is back at Hilarities November 10th, 11th, and 12th. But Matt Rife Official is the website.
Thanks, man. Great to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you stopping in.
Good luck out there, man. All right, there you go. Let me give you this money here, and then we'll get into a break. Hey, take care.
Thank you, guys.
It is $1,000. It's a courtesy of the Buzzard Bookie. I hope you win. Listen closely. Good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard Bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Check. That's check. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
Well, that was completely random.
That was very random, but very cool of him to just come in and do radio with us for 20 minutes. Because he said he could do like 5. I was like 10 minutes, and they're like 5, and I'm like, okay. And then that was a fun interview.
Mark, hello.
Hello, Alan. The show's tolerable.
Hey, thanks.
Hey, listening to this interview on this side of the radio, he has the verbal imagery of Cody. I actually have never heard of him, so I Googled him, I looked him up, and I realized he's a white guy. He does not sound that way on the radio.
Really?
He sounds just like Cody. But then I also realized that after seeing this guy's photo, Mary has to be frothing from the belt down.
I've met him before. He's a really nice dude.
Is there any frothing going on?
I mean, he's very attractive.
Is there a froth? Yeah, he's a handsome young dude.
Yeah, but there's no frothing.
And he's sold out everywhere.
I'm out.
Okay, thank you.
That guy called to check on my froth level.
Yeah, well, he's not sold out in Salt Lake City. There are a handful of places, if you're one of our bureau chiefs, because everybody's blowing me up on the text, like, I didn't get tickets. Here's my number. I didn't get tickets.
Well, he's not going to be at my show.
On December 22nd.
December 22nd. I'm trying to make it happen.
Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Fort Wayne, so I guess he won't be at my special taping at the Agora.
There you go. Well, he's a nice dude. I'm not familiar with his work, but I know we've mentioned him before and how he's like gone supernova